you've got 33 years in this, and you're obviously a leader in the organization. I know that you're not done progressing. You got another 33 years in front of you. You're not done advancing, but do you have an idea of what Scotty B's legacy to To-Shin could or would be at this point in your training? You're totally allowed to change your mind.
Sure.
As you go forward.
Thinking of what I would want part of my legacy to be was that people understood, or they allowed themselves to completely enjoy their training. Have fun while you're doing it. Explore those aspects of yourself that are challenging, but have fun while you're doing it. Because that's kind of my disposition, is to just let's enjoy what we're doing while we're here. There are going to be moments where it's very tenuous, and they're supposed to be, right? That's part of it. So if you look at it with a grim outlook on this is going to be challenging and I don't like it, then it's going to be a rough ride, for you. So I think my legacy, like if I was, when I'm gone and somebody remembers something that they experienced, they would say, I had breakthroughs just listening, and just the listening process was fun. And, maybe it's hard to talk about yourself and what you would want to leave because you don't want to the ego to kick in. But it's like, I learned how to just enjoy life being around this guy. This is what was handed down to me. And some people have a totally different aspect of it, right? Sure. And some people, may be like, remember when he said something and just like it was totally off the cuff, but everybody was like, oh, they had this moment. And it just, that moment did nothing for the training, but for our lives, for that moment, it was like, it's okay to be okay. Yeah. It's okay for things to go wrong. It's just, it's okay because you will move on. You will progress forward, and those things one day will be part of your history, and you'll look back and you'll say, I think I actually learned something, just by just enjoying the moment, and being there.
That's great.
Yeah. I think in this moment, that's what I want my legacy to be. I think maybe later I'll be like, everybody learns how to do a backflip.
Yeah. We're not beyond backflip yet. What do you hope for the future of To-Shin?
So, so thinking of the future, I can only reflect on now, and I'd like to see more. We've got a really good unified group, and I think it's taken us a while, to get here. Moving forward, I like to see more of this unification, more of sharing information, and more with accepting everyone's perspective. Moving forward. That again, it's okay. We're all going the same way. We're just on our own paths going the same way, and we can be open from that. And maybe we won't learn everything from this other person's perspective, but we can enjoy that process, that we're all in this together and we're supporting each other on our individual journeys, but we're all doing it collectively together. Making sure that those that are following us, because I think at our generational training, we have developed our own way, which is unique, and we've been inspired to do that, right? But we need to make sure that others are doing the same thing, right? Because we're, running a club, owning a school, so we're kind of the head figures in a certain way of our own world. We need to make sure that we're cultivating others to move that on. And it's not going to look the same, when they come into this place, because To-Shin is so young. It's not even 35 years old. 20, yeah, it's 20 something years old. 1996, 06, yeah, it's like 23, 24 years old coming to be. So it's not even out of its own adolescence, so that path is still kind of being forged. So when it becomes solidified, then we know that the solidification of that happened because of the different perspectives that people added to To-Shin, which is what we're doing now. I think, the generation above us, the Shihankai and Anshu, were of the mindset of what are we doing? And now we're taking that and adding our own perspective to it and say, okay, this is what we've been handed to do. Now we have to solidify that and make sure everyone else is in line, with it. While at the same time, by default, they're going to express their own nature.
Sure.
And making sure that what they are expressing is staying within the To-Shin-Do realm, right? That people don't go off the range just because it's like, well, this is my way.
Yeah.
Right? Making sure that To-Shin-Do solidifies its identity, right? And I think that's kind of where we are now, is the solidification of that identity and getting everybody on the same page, and then moving forward collectively while we have some variations, that happen along the way.
It's an exciting time.
It really is.
Training, I believe.
Yeah.
Well, what's next for Scotty B? What's coming up? What can we look forward to hearing about or seeing or watching?
Well, personally, I'm constantly working on those things that we were discussing. I'm in the midst of challenging myself a little bit more on the physical side. I've always been an individual person growing up, so I never played team sports. I always did things on an individual basis. Like I was a gymnast in high school, singular sport. Fell in love with golf when I was in my early 20s, a singular sport. And now, doing these Ironman competitions, about to go into my first one, like 2 weeks from this video.
Awesome.
Yeah. So that's kind of it's a physical challenge for me. But again, it's not from a competitive perspective. It's like, what can this do? What's it capable of? So just that process alone has been a huge learning experience from me. And, more than that is I've made it an initiative really over the past decade just to get out to as many To-Shin-Do schools and meet as many seniors and have training experiences as possible. So there will be more of that. But also, it's afforded me the opportunity with the traveling that I do through entertaining, that I've met some of these folks that are just starting out as long-distance students with ninjaselfdefense.com, and being able to say, hey, I'm actually going to be in your area doing a gig, whether it's DJing or emceeing. I can spend an extra day if you want to get together and train. And then you can get some hands-on experience on what you want to do with yourself while you move forward. So I guess to those that may be watching this that are those long distance students, they can reach out through Ninja Every Day and say, hey, if he's going to be around my area, how do I get in touch, or how can he, correspond with me? And then again, we can just get together, share some stories, have some fun, and then maybe get you on a path that you feel you're comfortable, going towards while you begin, your To-Shin-Do training from a long distance perspective.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, if people wanted to come down to Florida, where do they find you? How do they get in touch with you? How do they train with you?
Sure. So you can reach me. There's a website, www.orlandotssdctoshindoclub.com. And then you can also reach me via Instagram at letter I, letter M, _ Scotty with a Y, B. So _ Scotty B. That'd be kind of the best ways. I'm pretty good at getting back in touch with people if I get a message or some type of post.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Well, Master Bragg, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Absolutely.
I hope everybody out there enjoyed listening to this interview as much as I enjoyed facilitating it. Stay tuned for even more of these interviews coming up. And until next time, Ninja Every Day.